Good evening, everyone. I'm back again. Um, got a question. Which serial killer was born on your birthday? Mine's July 5th. And who I found interesting was, hmm, Larry M. Ralston. He was born July 5th. And he was one of the serial killers that was actually born on my birthday. So he was born on July 5th. Larry M. Ralston. And my wife's birthday is her serial killer is Robert Charles Brown, and uh, he was he was born on October 31st. That's where my wife's birthday is. So that's a good question. Which serial killer is born on your birthday? So that's it's quite interesting. And I got another thing on here too. So so far, 1765, this guy was born. Thug Burram killed 391 people for the men. In 1640, Catherine Monavizin killed 2,500 for women. And 2nd century BC, Lou McPingley, very first serial killer for men. And 47 BC, Queen Eluna, very first serial killer for women. So the highest count of deaths right now is 2,500 people. That's a lot of people. Wow. So here's another one. She was born in 1638. She died in 1708, and she was known as the second eldest. One of the kids celebrate Man, Mancini. If I don't know how to pronounce the name, just tell me. And so he was a count of King Louis the 14th of France. Olympia was later then become the mother of the famous Austrian general Prince Eugene of Savoy. And who I'm talking about right now is Olympia Mancini, Countess of Soissons. And that's who I'm talking about. And she was also involved herself in various court intrigues, including the notorious affair of the poison ring with those other serial killers, which led her to expulsion from France, meaning get booted out of France. I could understand that. I was booted out of a town once. I, if I go back there, I don't think they recognize me, but I got booted out of town. So take it from me, don't get booted out anywhere. So yeah, she was born on July 11th, 1638, in Rome, and was her dad passed, and when her dad passed away, her mom brought all her daughters to hope that in France to hope to use influence of her brother Cardinal Mancini to gain the advantage of marriages. Hmm. Yeah, I think I screwed up here a little bit. Yeah. She had a very big family. She had sisters, lots of sisters. She had lots of brothers, mom, dad, lots of cousins, and if I start naming them all, I'll be here all freaking night. So and the all address to Mosavine La Count and Madame La Coulter. That's her mom and dad, I guess. Soon after, the sisters Marie and married Prince Lorenzo Colna, eighth Prince of Palanino. She was appointed superintendent of the Queen household, which gives her the power to do anything that she wants to do. Basically, she had authority over people, and above of all the other ladies court, with the exception of the Princess of the Blood. She she became the power of everybody except for the Princess of Blood. So she was the first. She was a. She was nat- She was by nature and intrigued. Shortly after her marriage, she became involved in various influences at court. There were rumors that prior to her marriage, she was briefly a mistress to the king, King Louis XIV. While not exactly beautiful, Olympia was described as possessing great charm and independently fascination. Her hair was dark, her complex was brilliant, her eyes were black and, vivacious, and her figure plump and round. And she then she then then she then freed called herself Louis XIV. Her sister-in-law. Oh, she was involved with, or when her husband passed away, she was involved with the affair of her and the, the Prince of 14th sister-in-law and Henrietta of Orleans. It's Henrietta of England because if you press Orleans, it doesn't come up. So in Henrietta of England, that's what I wrote. She wanted power. Was also friends with Louis de la Vitry. That's another serial killer that I was talking about before. When Louis XIV fell in love with her, Olympia turned on her. The king fell in love with this girl, and Olympia turned on her. He turned on her bad, and with Olympia turned on her against her, she was accused of 1679 in affairs of demons, poison affairs of the poisons of having plotted with Lavoisier to poison Louis de Villa, that's the king's lover, wife, to of poisoning her husband. So he got to her. At Serbia, he killed her husband and her servants, and well as long as the king threatened to kill the king Henrietta of England. She was ever said to have. Hmm, I think I'm lost here. Okay, here you go. Ever said to have threatened to kill himself with words. Come back. She threatened to kill her husband. Come back, and here, this is the words that she said. Come back to me, or you will be sorry. Um, if somebody says that, believe them. She was asked to leave royal court and immediately leave France. That means everything that she's done, he got booted out of France. Now get this. She loves to want to get back, right? So leave France to avoid arrest and being put on trial in her involvement in the poison ring affairs or murders. Depoison. She applied in 1682 for permission to return France, but was not allowed. And now she went to Brussels, to Spain, and she was accused again to have be poisoning people. Queen Mary, Queen Maria Louisa of Spain, the daughter of Henrietta and niece of the king. And once again, she was ordered out of Spain. Countess was moved back to Brussels, claiming her innocence. I think I lost something here. Okay, well, it doesn't really tell you that how many people he killed, and there's no knowledge of how many people they have killed. It doesn't tell you how many. So that's it's quite interesting lady here, eh? And so yeah, that's there's all to it. So thank you, and you have a good night.